Awesome. So welcome everyone to Rock Your Opportunities, our first virtual youth event of the new program year presented by the Alumni Network. So thank you to all of our youth, alumni, and specialists that are attending the call today. And for anyone that isn't able to make it, we are going to be recording it so that we can put it on our website and you can share it out with any friends or peers that weren't able to make it today. So this event will be led by Kathleen Wolf. And she is our founder and CEO of the Purpose Partners. And this event will help youth gain experience or interviewing and build confidence and be ready to go for any opportunities that come your way. So without further ado, I'll turn it over to Kathleen to introduce herself and get started.
Awesome. Thanks, Amina. And thanks everybody for joining. You will see me kind of looking to the right. I've got two screens going, one with my presentation and one with all of you. I would love to see you turn your cameras on if you're willing to. I love to see facial reactions and make sure that you're engaged. And you will want to be engaged in this because this is not your average just sit there and listen type workshop. This is an opportunity for you to get engaged and learn some new skills and use them. So be ready for that. So I just wanted to start really quickly. I'm, as Amina said, I'm the founder at the Purpose Partners. I spent 25 years in a corporate job, and for the last 5 years, I've been working on my own with my business partner, Deb. And I help forward-thinking individuals and organizations prepare for what's next using a unique and proven combination of purpose, strengths, and compelling communications. Tonight, we are going to talk about preparing you for your next interview, whether that is a media interview, a job interview, a college interview, or just being ready for an opportunity when somebody asks about you. You want to be ready and show your best self. So tonight we're going to talk about why you should care about interviews, what not to do, the simple secrets to prepare for any type of interview, like I just said, a skills practice, a debrief, and then next steps. And Amina's going to take the next steps. And you want to be here till the end because there is fun stuff at the end for those of you who hang on with us. So let's get started. You know, why are interviews important? Well, really, interviews are your opportunity to stand out. They are your opportunity to make your voice heard. If you've got something to say and somebody's willing to listen and share that, help you share that, those are great opportunities. But most of all, these interviews, whether they're a media interview, a job interview, or a college interview, it's not about grilling you. It's about your chance to shine. So be prepared and take advantage of every opportunity you have to share your message. So I want to show you, though, an example of what not to do. I'm going to stop for a moment and pull this up. Share my screen again. And here is an example of an interview.
Just on transport. If you're putting the money back into transport infrastructure, where else would you cut the money from? Okay, you've got me there. Hang on a minute.
So that was quick. And
there is a serious policy.
Oh, there it goes again. I'm going to stop that. I'm going to go back. So that is an example of what not to do. Was very quick, but did you catch it? What do you think went wrong here? Why don't you use the chat box and tell us what you think went wrong? Anyone? What went wrong with that? Come on. Well, her facial expressions, that's certainly one thing. Yeah. There you go. Haley, lack of preparedness and confidence. What did she do? She choked. She didn't know what to say. And this was an interview on a topic that was in her area of expertise. But what I would say is that she wasn't prepared. So you're right, Haley. And so tonight, I want to give you some simple secrets to prepare for any interview so that doesn't happen to you. So first of all, before the interview, you want to know the topic. And so I have to believe that because they were talking about transportation and that was that lady's job, that she should know the topic. But I do want you to think about how the interview will take place. That was kind of a strange interview because they were in a car that was circling, and I don't know, that would have been uncomfortable for me. I might have gotten dizzy. So make sure you know how the interview will take place. Is it going to be in person, over the phone, or on camera? Confirm the location, the time, and the date, because you don't want to be late and you certainly don't want to miss the interview. But ask them some questions. Will it be in a car that's going to be circling? Maybe that's the reason why she choked. But I really think it is more that she should have known the topic, but she wasn't prepared for the questions. So develop and practice also your answer to tell us about you, because more than likely any interview will start with that. So in a previous workshop, we talked about your personal credibility statement. We introduced that in our last session. And so if you need information on that, we can certainly send that to you, but we're going to practice that tonight. So your personal brand credibility formula, it looks something like this. I help who you help to do what through how. So you want this statement to be short, unique, and roll right off your tongue. And really, I used one at the beginning of this, but some other examples might be, I help Michigan's youth to find career opportunities by building partnerships with education and employment partners using my unique relationship building skills. Or I help my community create sustainable living options using my futuristic strength and ability to activate my peers as part of the solution. Those are examples. And so you want to really spend some time thinking about who you help, what you do to help them, and how you help them, and practice it. So for example, when I started, I talked about I help who? I help forward-thinking individuals and organizations like you. What do? I help them prepare for future opportunities. That's what I do. And how I do that is through a unique and proven combination of purpose, strengths, and compelling communications. Tonight, we're talking about compelling communications that you would use in interviews. So this is my personal credibility statement. We want you to practice something for yourself, and we'll do that in a moment. But for some other simple secrets to prepare for any interview, during the interview, you want to identify 2 or 3 points that you want to make. Oftentimes we get really excited.
So, because if you would say they're not
In our interviews, if you're not on mute, yeah, there we go. So during the interview, stick to 2 to 3 points, because more than likely it'll be a short amount of time. Interviews are maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes. And in that time, you want to really make sure that you make your points, and then you want to make them lasting. Use common language, to draw upon your personal experiences. And if possible, use examples. So if I'm being asked, what's it like to be a part of Youth Solutions? Well, Youth Solutions is like or have you ever heard of this? It's like that. So then people can start to relate to that. Or, it's the next best thing, or something that others can relate to. So ultimately, you want to make sure that you are staying on track for those two to three statements that you want to make during that time. And either through our own conversations or through an interview style, they might get you off track on those things that you want to say. But there's a technique called bridging statements that you can use to get back to make sure that you're making the points that you want to make. So when somebody asks you a question that may seem to be off track, you can use a bridging statement and then give your response. So if somebody is talking about Youth Solutions in an interview, but they ask you about your high school principal, you might say, the most important thing to know about Youth Solutions is, or, I'm not sure about the principal right now, but what I can tell you is Youth Solutions, blah. Or let's get back to the real question. Youth Solutions is. So these are examples of bridging techniques that you can use to make sure that your 2 to 3 points are well communicated. Any questions on that? Okay. So what we want to do now is practice. And so Amina had sent out an email earlier today with this interview prep sheet. And I've got it here. I copied it on one piece of paper. And what I want to do is give you a little bit of time. We'll take 5 minutes and have you write out the answers to some of these questions. And really, why don't you focus on page 2, where you're thinking about an interview regarding your experiences with Youth Solutions or the JMG program that you're a part of. So tell us 3 points that you would want to make in an interview. So you can spend the next 5 minutes filling out that sheet. I'm going to get a timer and we'll call you back when we're ready. There we go. So you just went through a little practice. So if you could use the raise hand or the chat feature to let us know, how did that go? There we go. Nolan, do you want to unmute yourself and let us know?
Hello, everyone. I had a great time talking in my group. We got an opportunity. I got an opportunity to talk about what I thought about Youth Solutions. I talked about like how they impact different communities, and then like I was an intern for JMG during college, and even at that, there's more ways to get involved. And then I talked about like their passion about impacting communities, and then the strategies on outreach, like with their partners, like working with like Michigan Works and stuff like that. And then my partner talked about just her personal brand, and I really thought that was a really good opportunity for her to even dissect and even talk about bright spots about herself. So like one thing that she brought up was being flexible. So like that's just really important in like adapting to different situations. Like if it's not just having an open schedule or even like needing to do a new task for a job. And then she also talked about being a hard worker as well. So
awesome. Well, I love that idea of bright spots too. So thank you for sharing. Specialist, do you have any thoughts on how that went? Okay, Dominique, yeah, share.
Okay, so I don't know how to pronounce her name. Sarita. I hope I'm saying that right. But he was just amazing with like her answers. Like he was like being able to like describe the things that JMG can like offer and like do for her, and like use her own personal experience to like really like draw the listener in. And she had like a really good idea that I'm gonna talk about a little bit later. But yeah, she did great.
Okay, great. And then in the chat box, I have Haley. Frankly, for me, it was a new experience, not enough to talk about yet, but hopefully this practice idea is just to help you start feeling comfortable. Being able to talk about you, what you bring to the interview, and then making points that are very clear. And in a real interview, you will have more than 5 minutes to practice. So things will, you want them to be rehearsed, but you don't want them to be robotic. But this is a little uncomfortable, but this is a good uncomfortable, because what it's doing is it's stretching your experiences. And there, Janine said, we spoke about an elevator speech. Yes. I mean, that's really your personal credibility statement is just like your elevator speech. So exactly. Thanks everyone for sharing. Woo. So what I want to do is just summarize. You know, these interviews are a great opportunity to tell your story and stand out. Again, these interviews could be talking about youth solutions in front of the media, but interviews could also be a job interview, a college interview, or let's say it's somebody who might fund your next crazy idea. You always want to be prepared to tell your story and stand out. These opportunities don't need to be scary. You just need to be prepared. And so my advice there is practice your personal credibility statement, or that elevator pitch, so it rolls right off your tongue, and use it every opportunity that you can. Use your interview prep sheet to get ready for media interviews, job interviews, college interviews, or any occasion, because that'll help you prepare your thoughts in advance. And when you're prepared, you can practice, and it'll show up and you will stand out. As always, though, if you have any questions for me, you can put them in the chat box, or Amina will send some follow-up. We are going to send a Rock Your Opportunities checklist that I created so that you can all use that. It's just a couple of pages of ideas to help you prepare for what's next and really stand out in these opportunities. Amina, you can include my email address in the follow-up. So if anybody has questions that they want to ask of me, I'm happy to answer them. So I will turn it over to you, Amina, for the next steps.
Great. Thank you so much, Kathleen, for leading such an incredible event. I hope after attending this event today, everyone feels energized, confident, and ready for any opportunities that come their way. But before we move on to the prize drawing, I would like to talk about some exciting opportunities that we have. So to any of our JMG alumni that are in the audience, or any seniors that will be graduating this year, we invite you to join our JMG Alumni Network to stay connected with JMG beyond graduation. So simply just join our JMG Alumni Facebook group to unlock opportunities to network and participate in fun events like this one. So there's a QR code up on the screen. So if you take your phone and scan that, you can join our alumni network. And also, if you join before by June 9th, you can be entered into a chance to win a laptop. So some really good things coming up. You can go ahead to the next slide, Kathleen. Thank you. I also wanted to bring up another way to stay connected and involved with these solutions, which is through our Youth Advisory Council, which we call the YAC. The Youth Advisory Council is a group of emerging leaders who are passionate about JMG programming and want to help us carry out our purpose of inspiring and connecting youth to achieve a future beyond imagination. So becoming a member of the Youth Advisory Council means being a leader, a supporter, and an advocate for JMG and the work that we do. It's really a great way to network and meet new friends from across the state, and also increase your leadership skills and build your resume. So it's a really great opportunity. We do a lot of fun things. So there's a QR code as well on the screen. So if you're interested in joining, please fill out the application. All right.
Awesome.
Thanks, Kathleen. I can go ahead and start sharing for the prize drawing.
Okay, stop sharing. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Perfect. All right, so now we will do our drawing to win a $50 Amazon gift card. And just a reminder that any youth and alumni that registered and are on the call right now are eligible to win. If you did not register ahead of time, you were not put on the list, but just make sure to register for future events. So I will go ahead and bring up the prize wheel. All right, and here we go. I believe Senya's on the call. I will spin again. Congratulations, Janaya.
I gotta say, Janaya's just a lucky person. She came to one of our re-engagement events and she was our prize winner there.
That's awesome. Congratulations. Janaya, I'll be reaching out to you to get you the Amazon gift card.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So we'd love to hear your feedback about tonight's event to help us prepare for our future events. So if you could just scan the QR code on the screen, that'll take you right to the survey. And then you can tell us about how you liked the event and what you liked about it. And then this will also be sent in the email that I'll send you after this event with the resources that Kathleen had mentioned earlier in the call. All right, and with that, we have come to the end of our Rock Your Opportunities event. I'd like to thank you again, Kathleen, for leading this wonderful event, and thank you to everybody that was on the call today. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And then just be sure to follow our social media channels for upcoming events and opportunities. And we'll go ahead and put those into the chat right now so you can click and follow our social media pages.
And I just put my email in the chat. So if anybody has any questions or wants to follow up with me, please don't hesitate to send me an email. I'm grateful to be a part of this. So thanks everybody for attending.